So, I think my analysis was good today. I think my trades were a little iffy here and there. So, so I took 4 trades on live. I caught longs here. I wanted to get in on this candle, but I didn't. And then I entered like at the top of this body. So that was like an extra 2 points I should have captured on that. Got long there, tried long again at this base. I should have just not taken this trade because I saw we were wicking this value area high and I just wanted us to continue higher. But I should have let this come down. Came into that low volume node under the VWAP under 618. I tried long twice off that same idea. Right. Actually, I was using this fib. This is the fib I was using. Came down into that 618. I was thinking about longing it in here, and I was like, I already tried it twice, so I didn't take it. I know some people took this, and it was clean. Like, this was a clean trade. We pushed these orb extensions. I posted those in the Discord as well. Then I had a FOMO trade up here. I closed it pretty much immediately. I closed it within like a second of opening it. And then I tried to long here, right? And I think this was because I took my fib wrong. I should have anchored it off this pivot point to the highs, taps that 0.5. I should have gotten in there and then just gone for the orb play. So a little rough on the executions. Can I crank the volume? Yeah. Is that better? Tell me if it's better. Is it better or worse? I'm adjusting the gain. Okay. Then I wanted shorts back up here. Coming back up to VWAP, the initial balance low. I didn't take these. I should have. This would have been and I didn't even want this to go for lows. I just wanted like a quick scalp on this. This went for like, what, 4 points, which is decent on gold. But I think my analysis was correct in the pre-market plan. GM, GC in a low volume node right now. Also lower time frame fib. Looking for continuation higher. Oh, I'm only live in premium. Let me hop over to, I'm stupid. All right. Sorry about that. Did not realize I was only live in premium. So if you want what I was talking about before, just watch the live. Again, the start of the live. But yeah, I was going through my pre-market plan right now. So GC in a low volume node right now, also lower time frame fib, looking for continuation higher as long as volume area high holds. There's nothing really stopping this trend. NQ continue to trend up in the overnight. I would like to see us come back down to the value area high. Fib from yesterday also lines up nicely. Okay, so this is GC. This is the low volume node I was looking at. We got near the lows of this, and then we moved up. So I should have just waited. I should have been more patient on my trades because this did end up working. It came down to that 618 and then ran off it. And then NQ, yeah, I was leaning towards shorts on this. I don't know if anyone took shorts off this. I haven't been trading NQ, but this played out pretty nicely. NQ, right? This played out nicely. I called this out up here at, what time was that at? Yeah, when I posted this, initially it was 7:38. So I called this, okay, I called this like in this region. Like after this big candle came out, I called this in this region. So if you're looking for shorts, pretty easy setup. I know Jaren took them, and I was looking for this to come down to the 30, or it was 520 to 550 area. These highs from yesterday. This ran lower down to 500s, but you would have caught most of the move anyway. This took a while to grind down lower. I think the analysis was pretty spot on. I think I messed up a little bit on entries, executions, right? But, you know, there's always going to be something you can be better at each day. Need to be more patient still. But yeah, let's get into trade review. Oh, and then I did take a long. I took 2 longs last night on GC. So I took a long. I took the long here, right when we were holding this lower band, and I was looking at just lower time frame fib, as well as just the range from New York. This came in, tapped that 618, and started to rally out. So I took this long here, and then I took another long right in here. Where was it at? Some 5 minute. This is Asia, right? Oh wait, this is NQ. Sorry, I was wondering why the chart looked different. I was like, this doesn't look like GC. Yeah. So I took this long off. We were near these lows, right? We wicked below these lows and then returned higher. I took the initial long here when we dipped below here and then started to come back up. So I longed this. I posted that one on my Instagram story. I was just taking it back up to VWAP. And then I longed again right in here after we started to push back up, because this to me looked like we were going to break Asia high, not the Asia low, because we were holding these lows in here. When we rejected off this VWAP, we didn't go down and like break through this structure. So I was looking for longs on this. So I took 2 longs last night. Both of them played out. But yeah, that first one's just range. It was just right at the bottom of the range. So I took that. Oh, wait. Okay, I had this wrong. It wasn't the long here. It was the long in here. Okay, it was this long. It was this bottom of range. Same concept. I started to come back above this. Saw strong momentum. Just rode this up. Took it off. I got 10 points out of this on some Tradeify accounts. And then I longed over here before I went to bed. But yeah. Okay. So New York, 3 losers, 1 winner. And then Asia, I had 2 winners. I didn't post the Asia trades. I need to be better about posting the Asia trades, because I feel like I take good Asia trades, I just don't post them. So I'll be better about that for premium. I apologize for that. Combine 5, took the trade on the right account. Still can't get stop loss and TP to appear, or would have left it running with stop loss and profit. Okay, if this is happening, Alize, you might not be able to get the TP, but you can always hit the break even button and it will put the stop on there for you. Entered after bullish close. Next candle pushed in previous 5 minute, rejected from there, bounced off yesterday's support high. 0.5 fib level, upper band. Yeah. Okay, same trade as Ziki. I saw this morning when I woke up at like 5. This is a clean trade. Very clean trade. I like this. 517 profit, 1 to 2.5 RR. Clean. Same trade. Asia was bullish, made all-time highs in Asia, disrespected short-term resistance. Price came down to London Open, to a high volume node, value area high, low time frame 382 fib, upper band of Asia VWAP, jumped the gun on entry, and extended stop loss to my normal size. Scale out to R, almost full position because I was deep in drawdown. Left 1 runner, gave it more room than usual. Because only 1 micro left, I would have trailed more aggressive with bigger size. Good bias framing, risk, and trade management. Bad enter too early. Like always. Okay, let's see the entry. Okay, yeah. So and I've noticed this on gold. It wicks a lot. And I'm used to NASDAQ wicking and then just immediately running back up. Gold, it will wick, then continue lower or continue higher, right? And then it will start to print bullish price action or bearish price action, and then it will run. And then it's just a strong 5 minute trend. So I would look for more confirmation on this Ziki. How you mean that? Okay, like look. Okay? So wick's here, right? If I try to enter off this wick, I'm going to get stopped. Okay? And then you start to print bullish price action here. Here, this wicks, right? This wicks here, and then it continues lower, and then you start to get your bullish prints. So I would wait for these strong 5-minute candles to come out before you enter. And again, today, right? Same thing happens. It wicks, then it continues lower, right? And then you get the bullish price action. So you either wait for it to consolidate like this, or you get bullish price action. One of the two. I found it's much harder to like bottom tick on gold than it is on like NASDAQ or something like that. Yeah, Morningstar. Yeah, there's a bunch of different candlestick patterns. Or like here. This wicks the high. Like this wicks. So if I enter short off this candle, right, and I set my stop at the top of that wick, it comes back up, wicks it out, and then it starts going lower. It's just very wicky. Right? There's a lot of times where it will wick and then move lower and then continue up. But I also see stuff like this where it wicks and then bases out and then runs. So I'd either wait for it to wick, base out, and then take the trade, or wait for it to wick, go lower, and then reverse. Yeah, like here you start getting those long wicks. Long wick, long wick, long wick, and then you get that bullish print. This comes back down, it doesn't break these lows, and then it continues higher. Like here, if I'm trying to catch the longs in here, long wick, continues lower, long wick, consolidates, pushes up, and then gives you the retest, right? So you get in on that retest. Or even here where it wicks, and then it goes a little bit lower, and then it starts to run back up. Yeah. So I just take note of that, Ziki, going forward. I already know the trade. Let me look through the management. So entry. You've got a 2.1 on the stop. Where'd you move it to? Because I can't see that. 372.4. What's the low? What's the low? 372.4. 3 points. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I think anywhere from like 2 to 5 points is a reasonable stop on GC, depending on the volatility. I think 5 points is like pretty fucking wide though. IB high set first, low set second. Entered off the 0.5 extension. My TP was the IB low. Negative 0.2 extension. Clean. So IB trade's working. Very clean, bro. New York PM NQ trade, weekly POC aligned with high time frame 382 and weekly VWAP. I entered at weekly VWAP because I think the price never reacts at POC, but kind of goes a little under for a long setup, low over for short setup, which will work pretty good here. I also considered the chop as stalling candles at possible reversal. Target 0.5 from Hive Day. Don't really know how to trail if these 5-minute candles are so small, so I just trail on 15-minute. Okay. Yeah, on NASDAQ. Yeah, this looks like it's stalling and then just starts to continue up. Yeah, if you're trailing on the 5-minute on NQ, I'd say strong prints of the 5-minute and then where there's structure retests, right? So if I look at, where did you trade this? What was the price on this? Okay, so you got in at the bottom, very bottom of the range. Yeah, so when it's like this, right, there's not really any strong momentum. I would just leave my stop at that low of day. And then once this starts to move back up, I'd bring my stop to this wick. And then as this breaks out of this consolidation area, I'd bring it before the move. And then once I see this strong full body print, I put the stop below that area, Brian. It's a nice trade, though. Gold's coming back up, bro. Gold is not stopping. I did call that out, but... oh, yeah, and then my other two call-outs. Let me just go through those really quick, because I forgot. These were just levels. NQ bouncing up POC, we did break IB low. Would look for us to come back to 37.28 to 37.31 for a potential short. Came right up to that 37.28 level. And then that delivered like 5 points. I just didn't trade it. Coming up for a potential short entry on GC, wait for some form of rejection. This trend back up is strong. Wonder if we reject here. Didn't get an entry, so I didn't enter. Said, think we go higher, so cutting this idea. Buyers are supporting. We got bought up from the volume area low. That was at 133. I think we still headed lower. So I said that at 133. So that was off this candle. And then we moved 24 to... We moved like a 1.5 lower. And then we started to come back up. Took 3 trades today, all shorts. First was FOMO entry, that got stopped out, and then price ended up running to my original target. I re-entered, managed to scale out of drawdown, and brought the account back up to plus 100. Third trade was another short off New York VWAP. Overall, it's 3 trades today, which I consider an overtrade day. You could feel the mental fatigue. Yeah, when I was on stream, that mental fatigue is definitely a thing, because when I was on stream and I took that last trade, even when I took that trade that I entered and closed within like a second, I could tell I was tired. I was like, I'm tired, I don't even want to be on stream anymore. And then I took that trade, and then I took another trade after that, and I lost on that too, so I was just like, I'm calling it here. Right? Areas to improve trade locations, patience, be more selective with entries to avoid forcing trades, accepting losses. When I take a L or recover from drawdown, I need to accept it and stop rather than pushing for more. Greed control, focus on locking in profits and protecting the account rather than trying to squeeze out more. Plan for tomorrow, enforce a strict trade limit of 2 trades max to keep discipline in check. Okay, valid. Okay, so you shorted this. Yeah, I think this came up a little bit higher. Okay, so you shorted this at 39 just to get stopped and get back in at the same price. Right, so you're taking the exact same trade. Also, your fib's backwards again. So your fib should be from high to low in this case. So your 1 should be at the high, and your 0 should be at the low. So this is just a little bit backwards. But yeah, so if we're getting back in at the same price, like, we don't have to use a 20-point stop loss. Always, like, you can expand it a little bit. That what I typically tell people is keep the same contract sizing and keep contract sizing and risk the same once you're comfortable with both of those, like the brackets and everything. Then you start to use dynamic risk, and then from there, once you're comfortable with dynamic risk and you know which trades are good, then you start using dynamic sizing. But you want to get dynamic risk down before you get before you incorporate dynamic sizing. Kelly. Yeah, so this looks like it stopped you pretty much to the tick and then ran to your TP. So yeah. Here. Okay. Came back up to VWAP. Okay, you get that rejection. You entered. I'm assuming this played out. Yeah, on this. Okay, so all shorts. Price ended up right into third trade was in the short. I don't know if you won or lost this third trade. Short at VWAP at 533. Yeah, so this comes up, hits that. Okay, so let me get rid of these fucking bands because it's pissing me off. This comes up above, rejects. If we take this second trade, right, we can take the second trade with lower risk here because we've already seen the rejection there, and then the third trade comes back up to VWAP again, right? So you could scalp this just off VWAP. To try to affirm on the floor. It's the industry's different now than it used to be, because you used to be able to just go to a firm, like you could go to a trading floor and get a job as a runner, but that's not really a thing anymore. 5R, 21 points, GC long, first attempt, got wicked on liquidity sweep, re-entered on recovery, closed manually. Okay, yeah. Clean fucking trade, Uranus. This is the trade I wanted, bro. Uranus, okay. First, Jaren's stealing my mojo, and now Uranus is stealing my fucking mojo, bro. What's going on here? What's going on here, bro? What's mojo? Have you not seen Austin Powers? Oh, university? You need a math degree then. I would say math degree. Yeah, quant. Yeah, exactly. Well, Austin Powers or quant? Austin Powers, it's a British movie. You should know Austin Powers. It's a British comedy with Mike Myers in it. Quant is a quantitative analysis, or a quantitative analyst. So you're essentially like solving very complex math problems, coding algorithms, stuff like that. Risk management based off on mathematics, it's more complicated than that. But yeah, a core of it is risk management. You have to calculate it. Like, there's so many different calculations for it. I've seen some of it. I've looked at some of it, and I'm like, yeah, that would fucking suck to do. Alright, that's trade review, guys. I'm gonna go get something to eat. And then, if I do take some trades in Asia on GC, I'll start alerting them. Because I've been a bad boy and I haven't been alerting them. And I'm having a lot of good trades in